Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. We have completed our first parliamentary year. It has been an year. Let me put it this way. It started with very rowdy environment. It was rightfully so. Opposition might have their concerns, and they would come in and shout in the house and raise the slogans and disrupt the proceedings. And it is very natural. It happens all the times, especially at the times of budget. There is more into it, and the shout and the slogans are risen. They have more force in it. But eventually, this parliamentary year also saw a few very changes. Those were long awaited and were need of the time. And changes, those would really make it a real assembly in the sense of the word. After the 18th Amendment, it was seen that the devolution, which was in two streams, one was the executive stream and second was the parliamentary stream. So the parliamentary stream really needed a huge overhaul in their rules and procedure. So this House decided to amend their rules, and 72 rules were amended by the Provincial Assembly. The rules of 1997 were amended, and 72 rules were amended. And it was a very exhaustive exercise. The members sat for hours and hours. There were multiple meetings, marathon meetings, and as I've been informed that more than sittings of like various meetings, they came up with the conclusive draft, and those were adopted by the House. And they really, in true sense of the word, empowered this House with their all those long-standing demands that the standing committees should be empowered. They should have the right, as the National Assembly used to work prior to the 18th Amendment. The rules were brought at par with the National Assembly. There were empowerment of women was made sure that they are made part of these committees in greater number than the previous ones. There are different caucuses that have been formed in this House in this year. They have never been given that statutory protection. There were caucuses prior to this. They were just made as an arrangement made by the House for the particular purpose. But these caucuses now have a statutory force. They are the creation of the statute. Now there are caucuses for women, there are caucuses for minority rights, there are caucuses for children, there are caucuses for people of the border area committees, for minorities. Those who are marginalized communities, they have been given the voice. They have been given a platform to speak up. They have been given a platform where they can interact with the governments, they can interact with the members of this House. They can deliberate on the policy matters. They can deliberate upon the existing policies, how they could be reformed. And these caucuses have a very considerable role. Similarly, this House has seen structural reforms also. We have, as we have amended these rules and empowered the House, the legislative tools such as adjournment motions, it has been made more effective. The question hours, they have been made more effective. The calling attention notices, they have been made more effective. The resolutions, it has been for the first time felt the need that if the House unanimously passes a resolution and that is being sent to the government has to either implement it or within a time frame come back with a reason that this could not be implemented due to this particular disagreement, and that has to be communicated to the House. So the resolution will have its recommendatory force / coupled with a binding position. And unless it has been stated by the government or by the federal government, in whichever case it is, the resolution is it has to be communicated back if it is not implemented. Similarly, the procedures of legislation, the more encouragement has been given to the private members. It has been protected as their very valuable right. It has been made a lot easier. They can come up with their legislative drafts, and the government and the committees of the House deliberate upon it. But there are amendments in this regard also. It has been simplified and made more convenient for the members to participate more. It has been made transparent. The proceedings of the standing committees is televised live. It is for the first time. There could be no in-camera sessions, and if there has to be an in-camera session, that has to be again approved by the committee itself. That, and the reason has to be stated, and that has to be sent to the Speaker for the final approval. The Speaker, as myself, I have devolved almost like 27 powers vested in the Speaker to the respective committees and to the all concerned, in which they can function with the autonomy, they can perform better, they can deliver better. The parliamentary practices could be more effective in this manner. In one case, after going through the procedures prior to these amendments, the Speaker seemed like a demigod. Now, these devolutions actually are empowering those who are actually working. As they say, that the Parliament is on exhibition once it's spoken that it is in the House, and Parliament is at work when it is at the committees. So those who are actually at work have been empowered. I take a real pride in this by saying this, that these procedures are best in the region today. While just recently we held that East Asia Joint Conference, and when we told them that these are the amendments which we have made here at the Punjab Assembly, everybody was appreciative of that. And when we compared with the different legislative assemblies and the provincial assemblies, or even in the national assemblies and parliaments, we saw that now we are standing at least few feet ahead on all these regards. There have been few other things in this parliamentary year. We have established a new library. It's a beautiful library, one to be seen. There is a new reading room. It's a beautiful reading room. I must say that it is open for people. They can come in and visit. We have made it all inclusive. We have been trying to make this assembly look more civic, that people are welcomed here. There have been interactive sessions between civil society and the parliamentarians and the members of this assembly. We have taken the pains to invite in the members of the National Assembly also. There have been sessions for the local governments. There have been sessions for the minority rights. There have been sessions for protection of children. There have been sessions for elimination of poverty, and so many things. There have been youth parliaments. Our old hall, we have opened it up, and we are planning to have a dialogue-based interactive sessions in which the members of the civil society, the academia, the members of these members of the legislative assemblies, the members of the provincial assemblies, and the different members of those interest groups, those who have interest in particular area, in which we make people sit, allow them to speak. They speak their heart, they come out with their proposals, and those proposals are documented, and working paper is made on that. So as we have started these series of dialogue, similarly we have made it another significant work has been done, that is for petitions of public. Now, public petitions are an interesting idea. They are normally in UK they have their own way of doing it. In Senate of Pakistan they have their own way of doing it. But here in Punjab Assembly we have created a very useful, a very practicable way of public petitions, in which people can approach their elected representatives, and those petitions could come to the committees, respective committees. We have taken up two matters, and those are of great significance. One is of the labourers working in the mines, and second is of contaminated water. And it is helping. I would invite more people for this to come up with their views. I just want to see, as all the members of this House want to see, in the first parliamentary year, the best we have done is for the inclusiveness of people. It is an open house. Thank you very much.